subscribe, support, stay positive.
Boom! Boom, 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 boom. Welcome back to another episode of Tommy Talks. Yeah, it's time. You can smell in the air. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I have on a lovely lady. She's not from Black Mountain, but she's from around. And tonight, her name is Amanda Bagley, an old friend of mine. I decided to have on the show. And we have on the Sega Cam Gamer as MC.
Hey there, everybody.
Sports.
What's up?
And vlogging with Hamza's on. And Explores. And our guest tonight, Amanda Bagley.
The Amanda.
How's everybody doing here tonight, folks?
Oh, I'm a little tired. I live in a different time zone, so it's like 3:30 in the morning here. So I'm just happy to be awake and here.
I'm doing great too, Tommy. It's only 6:30 here in Seattle, so it's a good night so far.
Oh, okay. So, Amanda, where are you originally from?
You know what, Tommy? That's a great question to start with. I was born in Salt Lake City, Utah. But before anyone asked, no, I'm not Mormon. And the Mormon faith, you can choose at the age of 16 if you want to continue or if you want to not. And my father wanted to be a rock star, so being a Mormon doesn't really work well with being a rock star.
Well, Amanda, I have another question for you. How do you know me and Hamza?
Well, I guess it was just a coincidence. I remember meeting you at the Dripolator in Black Mountain very randomly when I first moved out there full time, and I met Hamza at a jam. You guys used to do Hamza used to host open mic at Javin back then, and I remember the night I met Hamza. It was a Friday night, and I just started chilling at the Javin, and he came up and he said, "Yo, is Deb here?" And I said, "No, but I think her husband's here." And he said, "Deb has a husband?" I was like, "I don't know, the guy that works for her, like, does whatever she says is here." And that's how I met Hamza. And yeah, that was a long time ago.
Wow. Yeah. What year did you move to Black Mountain?
My family bought a house in Black Mountain in 2007. But I moved there full time in 2008, 2009.
Amanda, what was your initial opinion of when you first met me? Okay, at the
Tommy, are we making this about you, or were you making it about me? Because it sounds like you're interviewing yourself. Am I wrong?
No, I'm asking you questions, Tommy,
honestly, I thought you were an extremely eccentric young fellow, and yeah, I thought it was cool.
Okay. So Amanda, what is the most awesome thing about you?
Oh my God, where do I even start? I can't even say. I probably refer to a lot of things that people say about me when they're saying good things about me, and it's generally that I try to be I try to just give everything away, give people whatever, just give it.
Awesome. Just give it.
Just give it. I mean, right now my job is I'm a professional English teacher, and I enjoy doing it so much that I would do it for free because I just like it. It's cool. But most of my guy friends will say the cool thing about Amanda is she can kick it with us, and we don't have to worry about her pulling any kind of crazy girl stuff. Like, because there's some girls that you can kick it with, am I right? And then there's some girls that you only want around for one thing. And I am the kick it. But I also have great girlfriends, like all over the world. I have friends that are just like me. But I think that's probably one of my biggest problems is, if you see me out with a whole group of guys, you probably think that I'm hooking up with all of them. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not. I'm not. Ask any of them.
Amanda, you besides doing that, do you do any YouTube? Do you make YouTube videos?
I have a couple YouTube channels right now. My old one is Bags. Oh, excuse me. Is Bags BAGZ0, and those are some videos that I shot and edited over the years. Back in college or when I was traveling around Europe, or even when I lived in Cologne when I was 19. There's a karaoke video of me doing Easy. And now my other YouTube channel is just Murder Bags or something, and I'm basically just using that for coverage of different live shows I go to. We have a blog called tealcheese.com. And my friend Gabe started it, but really my good friend Nick Tennyson back in Fort Myers, he's the one that's running most of everything. And it's just a normal lifestyle blog, everything from music to sports to fashion to, whatever gossip might be interesting. And
now, Amanda, what's your all-time favorite movie?
This is like literally one of the hardest questions ever for me. I mean, you'd have to pick a genre. Pick a type of film, and I'll tell you my favorite. Or pick a director, and I'll tell you my favorite.
But since you're a girl, maybe romance. How about romance?
Oh, God. No.
Okay, action.
Oh my God, I don't want to say the wrong thing because I'll say a movie now, and then I'll look back at this and think, nah, that's not my favorite action movie. But I will say Transporter, the original Transporter. Like when we didn't know who Frank was. That's one of my favorite action films.
And
obviously, like Fast and the Furious, all those films are great. Rest in peace, Paul Walker.
Yes.
What's your all-time favorite sitcom?
Seinfeld.
Oh my gosh, I love you already, Amanda.
Well, no, I lived in New York when I was younger. We lived in Long Island after we moved away from Salt Lake, and even when we lived in other places, that was just always on TV. And I remember as I got older, you start understanding the jokes a little bit more, But I remember my older sister had a sea monkey. Like, we always had sea monkeys. But there was one sea monkey that, of all of them ended up surviving a long time. And he was like about this big, and we called him Kramer. It was Kramer the sea monkey, just always there until she knocked over his aquarium. But that's how all sea monkeys die. Am I wrong? You knock over their little aquarium or whatever. Okay. Clearly no one here ever had sea monkeys. I'm sorry.
So, Amanda, I understand.
Don't know much about them, sorry.
After a while, you used to live in Black Mountain. So now, the girl that moved to Black Mountain left Black Mountain and went overseas and went to Germany. How has that been?
That's not exactly how it happened, Tommy. I left Black Mountain in a blaze of fire and embers because I really felt like I gave that city everything I could. And, like any city, there's going to be people around that aren't good or maybe have drug problems or, steal, break windshields, just do really bad things. And I decided to leave Black Mountain and go back down to Florida in 2010. And yeah, it was about a year and a half later, I ended up here in southern Germany.
Hmm. So, with that situation, I remember when I would talk to you on Facebook, and you would you would be telling me that you were with this you were doing some stuff there, and that you were an English teacher, and that what happened with that other situation that when you were in Germany?
Um, you know, I was young when I met this boy. I was only 23, and we were together for a few months back in Florida, and then I ended up flying out here in 2012, just thinking I was gonna visit and meet his family, and then I ended up staying. And yeah, we were together for a long time, but now that I look back, everything was different once I stepped off the airplane. I knew that it was no longer going to be the fun that we had in Florida. I had to be what he wanted me to be. And I played it for about 3 years. I did it. And of course, I made a relationship with his family, and you know, I was really good friends with his sister at one point. And then you know, things just started. They were never great. And the hardest thing for me to say now is not necessarily that I wasted my time. It's just I wish I hadn't stayed so long, because this boy really made me hate myself. Not to mention, after I broke up with him, he told me he's gay. So that didn't make me feel good either, because no wonder I couldn't make you happy. I'm not a man.
Wow, that is very interesting, Amanda. You know,
Yeah, well, you know, it's not, it's funny, but it's not, because it's my life. And that, you know, of course I was happy to be out of the relationship. It was a joke, you know, at the time, but you just don't do that to a girl. You don't. I don't care if you have to keep up appearances with your family, with your church, with the city you live
Amanda, question for you. Now, why, if he was homosexual, why was it that he hooks up with a girl and then is hiding this thing that he's homosexual, but at the same time he's hooking up with you? Why
We
would
weren't,
he?
can I make something clear? We didn't have a sex life for a very long time. But I'm
Okay.
not
Well,
talking about that. You said this is all ages, so I don't know why you're asking me questions like this, Tommy.
I'm sorry. It's just general questions. I apologize if I didn't mean to offend you.
I don't know. You would have to ask him why he would do that to me. You want to know who he is? His name is Sebastian German. He lives in Weinsberg on Scheuergasser 1. Why don't you ask him why he did that?
Well, I don't want to get too personal. I'm sorry. I
Or
apologize.
no, maybe you could ask him why he almost strangled me to death in October after we broke up.
What?
Maybe
I
you
do
can
not
ask
like
him,
men.
maybe you can ask him why you keep sending me emails.
Honestly, I'll say this: I don't appreciate the guy. I think that he is, low life dirtbag. At the fact that he would place hands on me. And honestly, if I had met the guy, I would have beaten him until he couldn't breathe, until he was spitting up his teeth. Because I don't think.
Well,
Men,
thanks. That's all I need is a bunch of protection, but it's fine. I don't think
to be
I'll
honest,
be getting any more
if it
problems
was
from
me,
him after this.
I would make sure that he couldn't. I would make sure that he couldn't walk. I'd make sure he would be in a hospital bed.
Isn't it Tommy? Tommy talks. Tommy talks. Tommy talks threats.
I
He,
honestly,
he talks the talk and he walks the walk.
And he walks the walk. He's
to
walking.
be honest, I think that people who beat up on women, I think they ought to be strung up and have their balls cut off, because that's not a thing you should do to a woman, and you should respect women at all costs. Even though people say, well, what if the woman's beating up the man? Blah blah blah. Well, I don't give a dang. You don't strike a woman.
Yeah,
That's
well,
Never,
that's my
ever
philosophy.
strike a woman.
no hitting women.
Let me think here. What's your all-time favorite Disney movie, Amanda?
Oh my gosh, another hard one. I think it's a toss-up between The Little Mermaid and Pocahontas. obviously. And Peter Pan.
It wouldn't be this movie, would it?
Oh god, The Brave Little Toaster. The Brave Little Toaster makes me cry. I can't even watch it. It makes me cry too much.
This movie
It's the
right
same
here.
reason why I can't watch The Lion King, because I freaking...
My
I lose
all-time
it.
favorite Disney movie, Tommy? The Rescuers Down Under.
Oh my god. See, this is why I can't answer this question, because I love The Rescues Down Under, too.
Honestly, you know who my favorite character was in that movie, The Rescuers Down Under?
Who was it, Tommy?
You're gonna hate this, but the poacher was my favorite character.
Wait. What? No way.
Well,
The
because
poacher?
honestly, well, okay, the only reason I liked him because he was voiced by George C. Scott, and he's dead now.
Oh, yes, that's another good comedian right there. Another classic
Honestly?
comedian, and then he has to take his life away. Well,
He killed himself?
He may not have taken his life away, though, but something must have taken his life away.
if you guys watched the movie A Christmas Carol,
Oh my gosh, yes.
with George C. Scott, my dad, that's one of my dad's old-time favorite movies, is that version, and the version with, Captain Kirk, not Captain Kirk, but,
Patrick Stewart.
Huh?
Patrick Stewart, isn't that Captain Kirk in the Star
Yes,
Trek?
Patrick Stewart, that's one of my other dad's favorites versions of A Christmas Carol. But the thing is that, okay, back to you, Amanda. I apologize. I get off on
I don't
topic.
care.
I can't think of any more questions, Amanda, but this is where we're going to get on the topic, where we're going to go back and forth, and the topic is New Year's. The topic can go anywhere. And,
Yeah, so what's everyone's plans for New Year's? Hamza?
guys,
I'm gonna rock out with my socks out.
Cool, I already got my socks out. They're
Go
right
and drink
there.
some beer.
They're all ready to go.
Sweet.
Anybody want to say what they cherished in this year? Does anybody want to say
Freedom.
what they,
Freedom.
My Christmas bonus that I got this year, I cherish that. That was nice.
How much was that?
okay. Let me think. Who else? Jeremy, what is the best thing that you loved about 2014?
I got to spend more time with my kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Hamza still here?
Yeah, he's still here,
stay
Tommy.
here.
Everyone's still here.
Who the heck am I?
Who am I? Hamza Van de Hey.
Hamza, what was the best thing for you for 2014?
Well, one time I fell asleep, and when I woke up, something crazy was happening, but I can't talk about that. So I'd like to say, the Food Dude Review Crew was born. You know, basically, before
yeah.
2014, there was no Food Dude Review Crew, and now there is. There now is a Food Guru YouTube Review Crew dude setup of approved restaurants and establishments.
No, it's the Food Dude Review Crew. Hamza has whacked his
Also-
head.
Before 2014, there were no Boonjalon dudes.
Oh, God. No, it's Boontini, folks. It's the word is Boontini.
That was
and-
2013.
That was 2013. We changed the name.
We upgraded.
But, okay, let me think here. Okay, Senator Camp, what is your, what was your favorite moment of 2014?
Well, the answer's simple. What I just got for Christmas.
Uh-oh.
He's
What's
gonna
the big
show us a new thingy.
His
He's gonna get his guitar.
The Wii U.
Wow. That's
For
fancy.
20 For like the whole year of 2013 and 2014, there was the Sega Camp Gamers avoided the Wii U like the plague because of what Nintendo was doing, but now, after this great big long wait, I finally see some great games for it now, and now I finally got myself a Wii U.
It's all about that Sonic the Hedgehog.
Not just that, Legend of Zelda, And also, I guess Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I guess Super Smash Brothers. Can you get Mario Kart on that?
Okay. Mark Hyder,
This
what was your favorite?
awesome.
Mark Hyder,
Look at
what?
this, everybody. Look at this.
Mark,
Yeah.
Mark, what was your favorite time? What was your favorite time of 2014?
I think ordering your Vlogger ticket.
I have to say that I had a lot of awesome moments this year in 2014, and 2015 is going to be awesome. And opening up a new chapter. Because I'm going to, folks, I promise this, I'm going to start saving money, and I'm going to Vlogger Fair 2015. So, folks, you better start packing your bags, get ready to meet Tommy in C2010, and,
We'll see you there, Tommy.
See you there, Tommy.
Folks, Eddie Explorers will be there. I hope that Eddie Explorers will have some dialogue, and when he comes to the Vlogger Fair. No stage fright, Eddie. No stage fright.
All I got to do is put $5 of gas in the car and drive down there.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Eddie. Thanks for rubbing that in my face at the fact that you live in Seattle and I don't.
Oh, man.
I practically have to save
live in Black
$1,000 just to go to $1,000 plus more, get my hotel, and then, at the same time try to get cab expenses. And hopefully, maybe Eddie might be my driver. Maybe if he can. 2015, Tommy NC 2010 comes back to Vlogger Fair. Vlogger Fair 3. Let's see how this one goes. And this year's Vlogger Fair was awesome. I've had a lot of awesome moments in this year. I just recently became a $50 Patreon of Chris Perillo, just to let you know that, folks. So you'll probably be seeing me in the Google Plus Hangouts when Chris does his live shows.
Who's Chris Perillo? I've never heard of him.
Is
that someone important or something?
Yes, Chris Perillo is a entrepreneur / vlogger / entertainer / father, and
okay, how much money does he make?
Lots. Well, that's not important, Amanda. That's really not important.
I want to know his cred.
Money / cred.
Does he have street cred?
Does he have any street cred?
Chris Perillo has street cred. He's vlogged more than I have. He has more vlogs than I could ever make.
Okay.
I have to say that everything I've done this year has been really awesome, and also the Food Dude review crew. I couldn't have done it without Hamza. I could have. People say that us together is excellent. The way we bounce off of each other, and honestly, Hamza, I wouldn't be able to do that project without Hamza because Hamza has more patience than I do, and so it's good to have him as a tag team partner and hold up the tag team titles. And
that's what she said.
Hey, Tommy.
We got you there, Tommy.
Yes, Hamza?
Did you ever tell people the true story of how the Food Dude review crew started? Like, I was just holding up that sign that said, "We'll work for food." And basically, you spotted me and you're like, "Oh, we'll work for food, huh? Put on this suit."
Well, see how I heard it started was that Tommy started reviewing different places, and all he kept saying was quality, 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 and you overheard it, and you said, "I've got to give this guy a little more vocabulary to these reviews." So you went in there and said, "Okay, Tommy, enough with the quality shit. Let's get some actual stuff in here." So
yeah, let's say other words.
I'm just saying.
I know, right? Tell me we're not trying to diss you on your own show.
Okay. Hamza might edit this or something, knowing him, Basically, folks, this is Tommy Talks, but this is going to be for the Food Dude Review Crew channel. Hopefully, I don't know, we'll probably shoot a different video for that. But how that became a big project was me and Hamza were sitting in the car, and we were doing food reviews on the Tommy NC 2010 channel. Hamza didn't like it because people were disliking the videos. So Hamza said, why don't we start up a new channel, Tommy? What should we call it? And I said, well, it should be about food, and we're dudes. And
Hey, can I interrupt you, man?
Sure.
I feel like when you start telling stories like this, you just start making stuff up.
Yeah, that sounds like Tommy to me.
But I just wanted to add a little note that I think you were mostly the one that was upset about people disliking the video. I was upset that you turned the camera off on me when I started to say the phone number of the pizza place we were at.
Oh, I remember that one. That one.
I said, you can call and order a pizza here, and I started to say the number, and Tommy just goes, this guy just said something wrong. We're going to have to start over. And we were like 15 minutes into this review.
And I think the best part was Tommy didn't edit that part out, so he shows y'all bickering and then going to the camera and shutting it off, and it's all on YouTube. And you look at Tommy like, stupid, like, what are you doing? There's nothing
No.
wrong.
What was really funny though is Hamza finally starts saying the phone number, and then Tommy cuts it out of for the Big Bang Theory intro theme song.
Tommy's face when you started rolling off the number, he was like,
He's like, when you hear Hamza say the phone number is, and then he goes like, a whole different galaxy of what we heard, and then the pyramid.
I'm just trying to play it cool. He said it was alright. Hamza's like, chill out. He's trying to play it all cool. Tommy freaked out.
Frank's Roman Pizza was our first ever Food Dude Review Crew video.
They popped our cherry.
Ew. I thought we were going to keep this G-rated.
It is G-rated, but Hamza, you know how Hamza is. He's just like a little
Mine in the gutter. His girlfriend's
great.
out of
So it's
town.
going to go up to a PG rating once this is done. Just what we need.
Oh, jeez.
Well, all the best Disney movies are PG anyways.
I have to say that that's definitely an awesome thing I've done this year with the Food Dude Review Crew. Trying to think of anything else, but the thing is that it's also the friends I have and have made is awesome, and the people that I know here on YouTube. Without YouTube, I wouldn't have had all this I wouldn't have this. I wouldn't have an autograph saying, "We love you, Tommy," from Chris Perillo and Diana. I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't have my boggles. I wouldn't have half of the things I have here today without YouTube. I wouldn't have this freaking wrestling ring, you know, from Anthrit, you know, Anthrit.com, you know. I wouldn't have that either. You know, I wouldn't have this Hulk Hogan mask, which is from the Cinema Stalker, you know, here on YouTube. I wouldn't have half of the things that I have today.
Yeah, there, brother.
He's got so much. I can't even.
I wouldn't have this wide-angle lens point and shoot from HDHack.com without knowing
Yes.
Chris Perillo.
Yes, the wide-angle lens.
Because you need a wide angle.
HDHat.com, guys.
Burn. That's what you
HDHat.com.
want.
Messed up.
But,
We were all thinking it.
okay, for everybody, what is your all-time favorite movie?
Well, I didn't even get to answer the question yet, Tommy, so I still don't know what I'm doing here. Are you interviewing yourself, or am I getting interviewed?
Yeah,
Nobody asked me what I was thankful for this year.
yeah.
I apologize. What are you thankful this year, Amanda? Here's the thing, Amanda. I said there was a different segment. I just got done interviewing you, so we went into a segment.
It's over, right? But the segment, you asked everyone what they got or what happened to them this year.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, Amanda. I apologize. I did not mean to leave you out.
Well, I'm just, fighting time zones right now. It's early here.
Amanda, what are you thankful for this year?
obviously, I'm very thankful for German soccer, but we'll call it foosball because that's what we call it here. I'm thankful
Fuzzy
for
ball.
foosball. I'm thankful for, of course, all the new friends I made, all the old friends that I've managed to keep. Um, I'd say I'm really thankful for, yeah, freedom. I love that. Freedom is something that everyone should be very thankful for because not everyone in this world gets to enjoy it. And I think that if anyone is ever in a situation like the one that I kind of took you guys through earlier, I want them to remember that women run everything in this world. We do. There's not anything more powerful than what you got.
I remember that.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we can say no.
You know, Amanda, you know how when I feel like the first time I ever met you, and you said it was the Drippolator. I feel like the first time I ever met you was honestly at the Java Inn, and I was on stage rapping, and Debbie thought I was.
No, that's not what happened.
Debbie thought I was cursing for some reason, and I was doing
See,
Funktacular.
Hamza, he's doing it again.
Well,
He's
making
doing it
stuff.
again, Hamza.
I think he mixes memories. He mixes them all together.
That's fine. That's fine.
I
But I
wasn't
remember
talking.
everything.
I think
It's like
that's
a
how-
mixtape
It's like a mixtape.
of
He mixes
memories.
dreams. He mixes memories with dreams and nightmares, and he makes it. It's called truthiness.
He's a
Stephen
rapper. He's a
Colbert.
rapper. Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah. Or like the rapper. There's a rapper here in Germany, and yeah, he wears a panda mask, kind of like the mask you're wearing.
Sweet.
At some point, if you ever can, I'd love to interview you sometime, Amanda.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you have to contact his management or something. Here, they're right there.
That ain't American, and the Hulkster only likes American.
Okay, for everybody, what was your all-time favorite movie of 2014?
The one I made in the bedroom.
Gravity.
Oh,
Gravity
God.
was great, man.
I didn't watch any. Well, I guess I would say
Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
I didn't see Gravity.
Outer space, though, more than
Outer
Sandra
space,
Bullock.
though.
Yeah.
X-Men, Days of Future Past. That was
Oh,
good.
That was a good
Guardians
movie.
of the Galaxy, for sure. Guardians of the Galaxy, for sure.
Oh,
Hulkster
That was
said anything made
2014,
by
right?
Michael Bay.
Well, I have to say there was two films that I really liked this year in 2014. One would be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the other would be Dumb and Dumber 2. And the storyline was flat, but with the characters, with Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels back in the comedy scene again, I'd have to say that I was just there to watch those two comic geniuses work together, but the close-up shots were kind of dreadful because it was like, oh my gosh, Jim Carrey looks so old, and
They're
Jeff Daniels.
old.
It's HD. Oh my God, forget high definition television.
Jim Carrey,
Why?
like you come in and his face just like,
Well, he probably laughed a lot in his life. That's why you get wrinkles.
oh jeez.
I could imagine Jim Carrey laughed a lot in his lifetime so far, so cherish every wrinkle you get.
Anybody see Lucy?
No,
Lucy
I
was great.
won't even watch that.
You know, there were some other series that they weren't just movies; they were shows, and I watched them on Netflix. One of my favorite shows was, it's a surprise, Orange is the New Black, and also House of Cards, Arrested Development.
You
which
guys know I am still Orange is the New Black. Hello, of course I am.
But I have to say that Netflix had a bunch of awesome movies released on there, and I'm a big Netflix fan. You know, and it's hard to, you know, one thing I think is really sad is after Christmas is officially ended, you know, it's kind of like you don't want it to end, but at the same time you're sad because it's like, oh, okay, no more presents, but you know, it's like it's not about presents, it's about family getting together, having a good time, and watching old-fashioned Christmas movies. One of my all-time favorite Christmas movies would be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
A Christmas Story is my second favorite.
Right now, most people are like, yes.
No, I
Watch
I
the
like,
show right now, Tommy.
The Friday After Next. And when Ice Cube did a Friday film over Christmas, that's for sure all-time favorite Christmas.
I had to laugh because I went over to Hamza's house for Christmas after I was done with my family, and his kids were opening up all the gifts, and Cameron and Alexis open up their gift, and it's from their grandmother that lives over. She lives in Hawaii, and they open up the gift, and I look down, and right in front of me is Bad Santa, and I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, yeah, wait, Bad Santa is really good too. Oh God, it's so hard to decide what you're
Billy Bob Thornton. Oh,
Billy
man.
Bob Thornton. Honestly, the beginning monologue is just, it's genius.
I like the dressing room scene.
Oh God, of course you do.
Negative.
Because who doesn't want to hook up in a dressing room in a department store? Ugh. Ugh. Not anyone I'd want to take home to mother.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, my favorite scene is, would you like some sandwiches?
Hey, yo, Tommy.
Yes.
You remember when I talked to you on the phone after I watched that movie for the first time a couple days ago?
What'd you say, Hamza?
Tommy, tell her what I said, man. Tell her.
He said that I reminded. Hamza was saying, Tom, you know who you remind me of from Bad Santa? I'm like, please don't tell me the fat kid with the blonde hair. And he hangs up on me, and
I'm sorry, man.
Oh, God. Oh, that's messed up. That's messed up.
It's so true.
It was because at the end, the kid is a little bit of a BADASS. I can't say that, can I?
nope.
He's a little bit of a strong-handed, strong-willed, positive, inspiring YouTuber. And he kicks the guy in the ding-ding.
That's quality, man. That's quality right there.
Quality.
Quality's coming out of my mouth. It's coming out of my butt. Also,
Whoa. Too much there, Tommy.
Also, I want to give a shout out to my cameraman Josh. He's recently become a part of the Food Dude review crew. Soon to be our new cameraman. Give a shout out to him. And you know, I have to say is when you meet a lot of people, when you're a very open person like I am, and you go around Black Mountain, you meet a lot of awesome people. There's a person here in Black Mountain. There's people have accidents, and we have several people that work for us that have had accidents, and they've changed their lives. And there was one gentleman. He comes in every day, and what he does all day is he picks up trash. But he's just happy to be alive. He, he says, "Very awesome day, very awesome. That's exactly. Hamza can agree with me. This is what the guy says. He's like, awesome day, very awesome day to be alive. Picking up trash, yep. And that's just.
What happened to him?
He was in a car accident, and he had brain damage, and he was in a coma for a while. Am I right, Hamza?
Yeah, he was in a coma for 4 months.
Oh my god.
for 4 months, and he woke up and his girlfriend had left him, I think, and he was just in that whole situation. He just woke up again and just said, "What a great day!" You know, his legs had been broken, he had been in a coma, no stress at all, and it was just like he's one of the most positive people that me and Hamza know.
He's always extremely
Awesome.
happy.
And you know, he's always he used to go in the huddle house before it shut down. He used to come in there and have breakfast and always be happy. Thumbs up. He always does this. You know,
God,
he's
they
just
shut down the Huddle House. That's the only thing I heard.
yeah, they shut down the huddle house. I
I'm sure
filmed
Denny's
it.
put him out of business.
No, I
Yes.
just think the fact that it was old and condemned.
The fact that
And-
Tommy at 2010 started hanging out there.
Yeah, Dominic used the toilet there too many times. They had to shut it down.
Did somebody just leave us? I think Jeremy just left us, didn't he?
Maybe on accident.
It might have been a Korean hacker that severed the connection.
I think,
Oh
yeah.
god, that's just what I need.
Oh, speaking of that, I watched the movie The Interview at Hamza's house. He had gone to bed. He was too tired to stay up and watch it with me. After I gave Hamza $5 for me to watch it, I said, "Hamza, want to watch this with me?" And he's like, "I'm too tired, man. After doing all the stuff I've done today, I'm going to bed. I'm sorry, Tommy." I'm like, "Okay, Hamza, but can you dumb down the quality of this video before you leave?" So, you know,
I get
I
it.
can understand why North Korea was mad, because, you know, everything in the movie is just like tearing down Kim Jong-un, and, you know, I can understand, but the thing is,
Yeah.
we have a right to freedom of
Yeah.
speech.
Someone was
We have
going
a right to
attacking
freedom of
Sony
speech, you know.
since they were planning on not releasing the movie to begin
Yeah, because
with.
they've never made comedic films about Hitler or anything.
To be honest, if I was a director, I would have changed the name. I would have changed the country. And not a country that has nuclear missiles. And that is...
They don't even work anymore, let's be honest.
They
Just
let their
flexing.
They let their people starve, and they have massive parades with nuclear missiles, and they...
So I could parade around a big piece of cardboard and call it a nuclear missile, and I'd probably go to jail, but I don't have one.
But you know, it's the movie was rather interesting. It had a lot of interesting edginess to it, and was definitely funny. And
James Franco is a genius. That's all I'm gonna say.
this is how
Let's
James
be
Franco-
honest, Seth Rogen plays Seth Rogen in every film, but James Franco can show. I mean, he essentially played Ryan Seacrest, you know? Essentially. I mean, that's who he was copying for that.
James Franco comes in like this. Every single time he's just like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's an awesome entrance.
You guys know he was living, he was attending that one little college in Swannanoa. What was it?
Warren Wilson.
Yeah, he was attending Warren Wilson. And my friend Rebecca, like, drank a beer with him in downtown Asheville. It was probably like 2 weeks after I moved back to Florida, so I'm always just missing you, James Franco, every time. And then in Savannah, he went to Savannah Film Fest. Him and Gerard Butler did. And my sister said, yeah, he was at a party at Luke's house or whatever.
Yes.
Hey, Tommy,
Yes.
can I illustrate how I do a segue?
How do you do a
What's
segue?
Like, I was going to say, the movie The Interview, it reminds me of Korea, and Korea reminds me of Asia, which is China. And Amanda, before the show started, was talking about how she worked at a Chinese food restaurant, and there were some interesting memories going on that she was talking about. Do you care to share any of those, Amanda?
Yeah, I remember one time when I was 15, I walked in after cheerleading practice. I mean, I was still in, like, my cheerleading practice clothes, so I had to go, like, change in the bathroom. And then I came back out, and I was working, and then, you know, it was, like, a slow Wednesday afternoon or something like that, and there was, like, one family in there, family of 6, 2 boys, 2 girls, a mom and a dad speaking different languages. And I remember they came back the following Saturday. I don't know. There's a good memory that I'll never forget.
That's the whole memory?
No, the best memory is when my boss's son came back from China. And he was born in America, but he lived in China until he was 5 years old. And I was one of the first Americans that he saw. And he looked at me like I was an alien. He asked his mom, like, is she sick? What's wrong with her?
Oh.
Because he never, I mean, you can imagine, like, in China, everyone's Chinese. And
Right. You're fluorescent.
yeah, I'm not. But I'll never forget that because Aaron is now, he's in middle school, and he is a genius, this kid is. He said when he was 7 years old that he's going to go to Columbia, and I know he will because that kid, and he's so, I have to say, Aaron, wherever you are, I think he's at, I think he goes to Cypress Lake Middle School now. He was so witty and just always quick with a very cynical kind of thing to say. Even at the age of like 9, 10 years old, I couldn't believe some of this stuff that he would say. Just real smart aleck type of things. And I'm like, oh my God. But his younger brother, on the other hand, Ivan, was just like a little ninja kid. And I think my favorite Ivan memory was he was playing with the bouncy ball. And, you know, it was lunchtime. There wasn't really anyone in the restaurant at that time, and he took the bouncy ball and just threw it, and it hit one of our tip jars. Like, we had like a tip vase or whatever, and just shattered the whole thing, just glass everywhere. And the cutest thing is, especially with the way that I noticed that they would, you know, deal with behavior, is it wasn't like, I'm going to take you into the kitchen and beat you. It was just I'm going to look at you, and that's all it took. You know, they were ashamed that they messed. I mean, it was funny, but, you know, once Nina got back from wherever she was, she's like, Ivan, what did you do? And he just sat there with like a straight face. Like, this kid was 5 years old at the time. Just straight face.
A 5-year-old Asian kid named Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan,
This is so hard for me to picture.
Ivan and Aaron, they gave him, you know, like American names. They were born in America. I was actually there when Ivan was born. I remember when we brought him back. I was 17.
At the restaurant. He was birthed at the restaurant.
No, he was birthed at Lee Memorial or somewhere.
What was it in the restaurant you worked at?
This is the Sakura Chinatown, Fort Myers, Florida, in the Kmart shopping center.
All right. I don't think I've ever been there, but
it was Iona.
I had a friend one time, you know, an American guy like me. He tried to get a job at a Chinese food restaurant, but they wouldn't hire him. They told him they didn't need help, and he suspected that it was because he wasn't Chinese.
Well, I walked in there when I was 14 years old with a list of references, and Nina just looked at me and asked me if I could use a computer, and I said yeah, and she gave me my first job.
Fantastic.
Yeah, man, 14. I wasn't even legal yet.
That was before you were an au pair?
Oh, long before I was an au pair.
Au pair.
Long
so,
before.
now, Amanda, how has it been like in Germany for you? Has it been good for you?
Yeah, I mean, so far for the most part, but I do sometimes get the feeling that, you know, people would probably rather not see my face anymore.
You know, Amanda, you ever thought about going over to meet Mark Hyder in England?
I mean, I would love to, but, you know, I'm not made of money, unfortunately.
Well, you know, I think Mark Hyder would love to meet you.
I'll bet.
I'm just trying to if I go to London, I'm basically going to camp out BBC Radio 1 until they give me a job.
On the BBC, you got to say everything like this.
No, they've got Americans that work on there. I mean, shit, Diplo hosts his own show, and Diplo's from Florida, so.
Yeah, I was just joking.
No, I would talk like that if it would give me the joke. If it would give me the job.
The job.
The joke.
Have you ever seen Dr. Oetker's Pizza in Germany?
Dr. Oetker.
Ah, you know.
That's how you pronounce it.
Okay, I sell this in America.
You guys have those at Ingles now? Did you always
Yes.
have it at Ingles?
No. It's
That's
newer.
awesome. Y'all gonna make me move home.
Somehow they ship them overseas frozen.
Yeah,
I
it's
had to
not
tell you,
that hard. You can get a container.
one of the awesome Christmas gifts I got this year was from Hamza, and here's the funny story behind this movie. Hamza calls me up, and he says, "Hey Tommy, have you seen that movie with Sylvester Stallone and what is his name?
Robert De Niro.
Robert
Oh
De
my God,
Niro."
Robert De Niro.
No, I haven't seen that movie. He's like, Grudge Match? I'm like, no, I haven't seen it. He's like, okay, but obviously giving it away that he was getting it for Christmas. And so I open up the package and I'm just like, hey Hamza, hey Tommy, have you ever seen this movie?
Hey Tommy, you know your real present was me making you a patron of Chris Perillo, so he can get a headset. So when he does his hangouts, that there won't be any echo.
Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that you have a cameraman now too, Tommy. That's great. Just moving on up.
Well, it's we're very glad we have Josh. I don't know for how long.
Josh is good, man. He's gonna be great.
Yeah, Josh came into Ingles today and was talking to me and was excited. He saw the video, and so I said, Josh, can you go over and talk to Hamza for a bit and see, talk to him. Josh went over to Hamza and Hamza expressed some stuff, and so now it's just we're going to be kind of like Jedi Knights to this to Josh. He's going to be our young Padawan, and so we're going to lead him through the Force and tell him about the midi-chlorians, and when he asks us what's midi-chlorians, I'm just going to say, it's something in your bloodstream.
Hey Tommy, let me pop quiz you. What was Eddie Explorer's favorite memory of 2014? Were you listening earlier when he said it?
He said that his Christmas bonus was his favorite favorite thing.
That's true. That is what I said.
You're sharp, man.
I figured becoming a vlogger and meeting me
Tommy, please chill.
I was just answering off the cuff. Now that I think about it, that was pretty good too, Tommy. Starting up my YouTube channel.
But have you made any money off of it?
I'm not in it for the money.
Yeah, money.
That's it. Don't do anything for money.
I want to say thank you for joining us tonight, and this is Amanda Bagley, the most awesome girl.
The one and only.
In the whole, let's say worldwide. Come on.
Worldwide, and also Vlog Hamza.
Is it hard to say my name?
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't even know who you are, Hamza. He's too famous. He forgot all of his friends.
Hamza, check out Hamza on YouTube, Facebook.
Yeah. There you go.
Aesthetic and Gamer, and Mark Hyder.
I'm falling asleep.
Eddie Explorers, check out his channel. Bump him up to like 200. Bump him up to like 300 subscribers. But thank you, folks, for watching. And this has been the Tommy Talk Show. I'm keeping you on the end. Solid. Fact.
So is that it?